Quiz 7. 17 degrees Celsius is equal to what amount in Kelvin? Well, the temperature in Kelvin is equal to the temperature in Celsius plus 273.15. Well, that's going to equal 17 plus 273.15. And so we have to add 17, our temperature in Kelvin, then is going to be equal to 17 plus 273.15. And so we're going to get 290.15. 290.15 Kelvin. Just like that. Negative 40 degrees Celsius is equal to what amount in Kelvin? The temperature in Kelvin is equal to the temperature in Celsius plus 273.15. So we plug in a negative 40 here now. A negative 40. And so we have to add 273.15. So what is the temperature in Kelvin? And so that's going to be a negative 40, and then you have to add 273.15, and that gives us 233.15. And again, the units in Kelvin. That is our temperature in Kelvin, 233.15. And notice that when we solve, we just write out our definition, plug in what we know, solve. We do that every time. 95 degrees Fahrenheit is equal to what amount in Kelvin? Oh man, this is one of those we have to do twice. The temperature in Fahrenheit is 9/5 the temperature in Celsius plus 32. They tell us the temperature in Fahrenheit is 95, and so we have 9/5 the temperature in Celsius plus 32. So what is the Celsius temperature going to be? Well, we take 95, and we're going to have to subtract 32 from both sides. And then we're going to multiply by 5 and divide it by 9. And we're going to get a 35 degrees Celsius. See, if we subtract 32 on both sides, subtract 32, and then this part goes away, and so then we get, what we do is we multiply both sides then by 5/9. So 95 minus 32, and put that in parentheses, and then multiply by 5/9 on both sides. And then we'll get the temperature in Celsius by itself. So I guess I could just go ahead and do that. So, so we have 95 minus 32. I'm just going to do this one time so you can see. So 95 minus 32 is 63. And 63 then would be equal to 9/5 the temperature in Celsius. And so then if we multiply by 5/9 on both sides, you see what I mean? The 5/9 on both sides, if you multiply that, the 5's drop out and the 9's drop out, and the temperature in Celsius then, you take 5 times 63 and divide it by 9, and that gives us that 35 degrees Celsius. So, so that's what I meant. So we still have to get the Kelvin temperature, and the Kelvin temperature is equal to the temperature in Celsius plus 273.15. So let's see, we have 35 plus 273.15. So what is the temperature in Kelvin? We have 35 plus 273.15, and we get 308.15 Kelvin. 308.15 Kelvin. 298.15 Kelvin is equal to what amount in Celsius? Well, our temperature in Kelvin is equal to our temperature in Celsius plus 273.15. And if our Kelvin temperature is 298.15, what is the Celsius temperature? 273.15. So we're going to subtract 273.15 from both sides. So 298.15. What we do is we subtract 273.15 from that. 273.15. Then we get 25. So the temperature in Celsius is 25 degrees Celsius. "32 degrees Fahrenheit is what amount in degrees Celsius?" The temperature in Fahrenheit is equal to 9/5 the temperature in Celsius plus 32. Temperature in Fahrenheit is 32. So 32 is equal to 9/5 the temperature in Celsius plus 32. So if we subtract 32 by both sides, we'll notice that we'll get 0 is equal to 9/5 of the temperature in Celsius. Notice that when we multiply by 5/9 on both sides like we did up here, 0 times 5/9 is going to give us 0. So the temperature in Celsius is equal to 0 degrees. And you probably already knew that. So 451 degrees Fahrenheit is what in degrees Celsius? So again, we have the temperature in Fahrenheit is equal to 9/5 the temperature in Celsius plus 32. So we're going to put in 451. Okay, so that's pretty hot. 451 is equal to 9/5 the temperature in Celsius plus 32. So we'll have 451 minus 32. And that gives us 419. So we're going to have 419 is equal to 9/5 the temperature in Celsius. And so we multiply by 5/9 on both sides. Multiply by 5 divided by 9. That gives the temperature in Celsius by itself. And so we get 232.8, roughly 232.78 degrees Celsius. 232.78 degrees Celsius. 298.15 Kelvin is equal to what in degree Fahrenheit? Okay, so we have two things to do here. We have to first get it from Kelvin into Celsius and then from Celsius into Fahrenheit. So the temperature in Kelvin is equal to the temperature in Celsius plus 273.15. And so we have 298.15 Kelvin is equal to the temperature in Celsius plus 273.15. So we have 298.15 minus 273.15, and that again gives us 25 degrees Celsius. So that part was the same that we did up here. But we don't want Celsius, we want Fahrenheit. So now we have to type in the temperature in Fahrenheit is equal to 9/5 the temperature in Celsius plus 32. So the temperature in Fahrenheit is going to be 9/5, and the temperature in Celsius was 25 plus 32. So what we're going to get is 9/5, 9 divided by 5, times 25, which of course is 45, plus 32. And we get 77. 77 degrees Fahrenheit. 373.15 Kelvin is equal to what in degree Fahrenheit? So it's another problem. It's identical to the one above us. It's just different numbers. So the temperature in Kelvin is equal to the temperature in Celsius plus 273.15. We have the Kelvin temperature. That is 373.15, and our Celsius temperature plus 273.15. Now, that gives us the temperature in Celsius to equal 100 degrees. So we know our Celsius temperature. And again, the Fahrenheit temperature is equal to 9/5 the temperature in Celsius plus 32. So the temperature in Fahrenheit is going to be equal to 9/5 100 plus 32. Now, this is 5 into 100 is 20. So 20 times 9 is 180 plus 32. So that's 212 degrees Fahrenheit. 212 degrees Fahrenheit. Negative 40 degrees Celsius is what in degree Fahrenheit? Well, the temperature in Fahrenheit is 9/5 the temperature in Celsius plus 32. And so we have 9/5, and the temperature in Celsius is negative 40. And we have to add 32 to that. Now, 5 into 40, well, that's 8. And 8 times 9 is 72. And it's negative 72. Negative 72 plus 32, right? Negative 72 plus 32 is again negative 40. So it turns out that negative 40 degrees Celsius is identical to negative 40 degrees Fahrenheit. So negative 40. Isn't that weird? Let's look at this problem a different way. What if I were, what if I told you what temperature would they be the same, the Fahrenheit and Celsius temperature? What temperature would they be the same? Well, we would start out with our formula. Temperature in Fahrenheit is 9/5 the temperature in Celsius plus 32. So if I asked you what temperature would Fahrenheit and Celsius be identical, we would probably do something called X, just like in a math classroom, and we'd call it X. And if they're identical, then they're equal to the same thing, and so we'll both call them X. So X minus 9/5 X would equal 32. In other words, if I subtract it, you got to keep the X's on one side and the constants on the other, and so we're going to get negative 4/5 X because I subtracted 9/5 on both sides. So and 5, this is the same as 5 over 5x. So 9/5 minus 5/5 is going to be 4/5, and this 9 is going to be negative, so that's why this is negative. So negative 4/5 X is equal to 32. So now we multiply by 5/4 on both sides, negative 5/4, and we get X equals negative 40. That is the temperature that the Fahrenheit and Celsius are the same. So that's kind of an interesting feature. I'm hoping that went really well for you, because it's just plug in an equation. And so it should have been good. I mean, you should have felt comfortable. You should have said, yeah, I know how to do this, do all this conversions. And these are important. So, hey, there you go. One of the things that I need to make sure that you're doing is that you're practicing all the stuff that we've done before. Don't forget any of it, because we're going to be building and building, and I'm teaching. We're going over methods, and pretty soon we're going to use all these methods in our problem solving for chemistry. And you might say, well, when's he going to start teaching us some chemistry? Well, I'll teach you chemistry soon enough. But what we're doing is we're trying to get a base, put everybody on the same playing field, get everybody's mechanical skills up to date, and then what we'll do is we'll just start. Once we start into the chemistry section, then we'll really hammer it. I mean, then we'll really get it going. So we got lots of stuff to do. So good luck to you, and keep your spirits up and keep working hard. Enjoy your day.